Alrighty, boys, we are back over Thanksgiving break for another episode of JB's College Hockey Gambling Show. We don't know how this is going to look on the Zoom because we're recording this and we've never done this before, and we don't have a green screen. So, guys, what are we doing?
Studying college hockey.
Okay, yes, we are back. Thanksgiving break doesn't stop us from recording a gambling show because you guys love our picks. And allegedly last week in our finals, I made a mistake that allegedly helped me, even though in the long run it didn't. I'll stand for that. And this week I'm going to go 8-0. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Last week didn't help me. JB, how you feeling this week?
I'm still feeling on top of the world. Still number one out of the three of us. My leads just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't think either of you two will catch me.
Yeah, right. Let's get into it. First game, Minnesota Gophers heading down south into the desert to Arizona State University, Mullet Arena. It's going to be a great one. Just some fun facts, JB. I'm not going to let you get your picks out because I'm going to tell you the facts first. ASU has never beaten Minnesota in their 6 games that they've played against each other. Obviously, ASU is a very new team to D1 hockey, and they've been routes. Minnesota has never scored. So let me step back. Minnesota -1.5. Or the over-under is set at 6.5. So that's what we're looking at. Minnesota has never scored less than 4 goals against Arizona State. And JB, in last year's 2 matchups, guess how many goals Minnesota scored in each game? Did you look this up?
I did not see this.
10 goals each game. 10.
Wow.
So what are your picks going into this week?
You know, I'm feeling very confident in Minnesota. Even hearing those stats, they make me feel a lot better about my picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't really looking at the over-under for this game because I think the Gophers are just going to come in.
So you're taking
just
easy money.
And just going to pile Arizona State. So I'm taking Minnesota -1.5 and money line for this game.
Yeah. Okay, I can see you doing that. Quays, are you doing the same thing or what's you doing over there?
Well, I think the Desert Dogs are going to get hammered. I think Tej is going to suck. Yeah, I'm going over 6.5, and I'm also going Minnesota -1.5. Arizona State sucked last weekend against Clarkson. Sorry, Nathan.
No, they did. They did. And I'm going to take that exact same pick, Minnesota -1.5. I'm honestly surprised to see that the lines weren't like 2.5 for this game, just judging off the past games. I could have saw it easily being ASU. I think that would have probably been too big, though, for Minnesota. Then they'd have to win by 3. That's probably the only I don't know. I could have seen it happening, but I think the bettors would have got a little scared there and probably hit ASU +2.5, which isn't the case. So yeah, I'm taking the over 2. I don't know if Tej can hold up shop. I mean, obviously ASU could score. They can score a little bit. I'm not sure how many they're going to get on close, but Minnesota's probably going to put in 5 themselves. So if they can hit that 7, they can get the 7 goals. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Are you, JB?
No.
You don't have a pick, so you should have picked the over. It's up to you.
Gophers are just going to sweep them anyways.
Okay, well, that's probably true. Next, we head to Nashville, Tennessee, actually, because this is where Western Michigan is playing Northeastern. It's not at home for Northeastern. We're heading down south. What do you guys think about this one? Because it's a neutral site. Nobody's home. We got one of the best goaltenders in college hockey, and then we have Cameron Rowe on the other side. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Quays?
All right. For this one, I'm going Western Michigan money line, and I'm also going with the under 5.5. I think Devin Levi is going to be pretty solid in net, so I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Okay. I actually, Levi's he's had his fair share of troublesome games this year. Last week, he did get his second shutout, I believe, of the season, so he's on a roll. And I don't think Western Michigan, they're a hard-hitting team. They're physical. This is going to be a tough battle for Northeastern. But I think, like you said, the under is going to hit. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. But what was Ryan, when Western Michigan came into town to St. Cloud a couple weeks ago, what was the key to their win Friday night?
They held St. Cloud to very few shots.
No, I'm not about to get who else helped them?
We helped them.
The refs. The refs helped them. And I doubt that they're going to have NC. They had so many power plays. I don't think might have some neutral refs here, being it's out of conference. I don't know who's reffing. If the NCHC refs aren't there to help them, they're going to get their ass clapped. So I'm taking Northeastern +1.5. Almost decided to take money line, but I think it could be a close one, and I'm not sure if they can actually pull it off, but I'm taking the under Northeastern +1.5. JB?
You know, for this game, I'm agreeing with you, Nate, on the +1.5 part.
Mm-hmm.
I think after how Western Michigan looked, the first night against Duluth didn't look too hot.
They were in it. They were in it.
They were in it, but Duluth is not
Good.
not that good. They're not ranked at all.
No.
So, and then they barely they scored 3 goals to win at the end, the second night.
Yes.
And I think Levi's going to have a shitty game this game, and I'm taking the over 5.5. I think there will be a lot of power plays, and Western loves those, as you can see against St. Cloud the first night. But I think Northeastern will keep it close, and yeah, I'm taking the over 5.5 and +1.5.
Okay. Well, Quasi, what do you say about that one?
That's a bold pick. Northeastern's not that good.
They're not, but I think it might be bold. I don't know if the over is a bolder pick here or not, just because if anybody's going to be scoring, it's going to have to be Northeastern because you got Levi on the other side. It's just not going to happen. I don't know. We got one more game, kind of out east. Middle. Harvard going to Michigan. JB, guess how long it's been since these two teams have played each other?
I can guess 7 years, maybe.
Since 2001.
Oh.
And the first time they played was in the 1930s, and there's only been 8 matchups all time. So they have played against each other before Hitler controlled Germany. Think about that. But yeah, all time Harvard is 2-6 versus Michigan, so they haven't been great. Right now they're 7-0. Are they good? This is their real first test, according to Carl.
No.
So, Quays, what are we doing with this series? We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but what are we thinking for bets?
I think this is going to be an easy, or not easy, but fairly easy game for Michigan. I think they're clearly the better team. They have played way tougher opponents. So I'm going Michigan money line, and I'm also going under 6.5 goals. I just don't think Harvard is really going to score a whole lot here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I hate the over. If it was 5.5, I'd probably think about it just because of how bad Portillo himself has done it in net this year. But I'm thinking it's going to be close around that 3-2, 2-3 range, going one way or the other probably. And I'm also taking Harvard +1.5 for that reason. I think they can keep it within 1. I mean, they've shown last year, even versus Cato. I know they lost some guys since then, but in the tournament, they were able to keep it close. I can't remember if that was a 2-goal game because of an empty net or not at the end, but it was a close game. JB, where do you see this one heading?
I think Harvard, they're frauds.
Okay.
They really haven't played too many people. Their conference sucks.
Yep.
So and then Michigan, yeah, they just got swept by the Gophers, but they've looked decent throughout the whole year. I'm taking Michigan -1.5.
Okay.
And I'm taking the under 6.5 for this game. I think it's 7 goals is a lot. But I feel confident with the Michigan -1.5 because Harvard is a fraud.
I almost took Harvard money line here. I'm pretty sure. Did I say that the last game? I can't remember. Maybe that was the last one. But still, I don't know. I picked a split in this on the podcast, and I think Michigan's just as almost as big of a fraud as Harvard. Maybe not quite, but they're not great this year. Their high-powered defense and shooters on offense are mainly gone. I don't know. JB, why don't you lead us into our last game here? North Dakota. This is a home-and-home series, so we're doing Friday nights. At Bemidji, UND -1.5. The over-under is set at 6 flat. 6.0.
I thought we were doing Omaha and Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You dumb.
Omaha and Denver. JP, where do you see this one going? Omaha and Denver. Denver -1.5. Magnus Arena. The over-under is still set at 6 flat. Had the wrong NCHC series. Did I lead us into a different one wrong? Were we doing Dakota?
We did that on the pod.
Oh, interesting. Okay, JB, let's hear it.
All right, we're back in Denver now. With the high altitude and the recreational stuff that they can do out there.
Okay.
I don't think Omaha's going to have a good time out there. I think Denver still pretty dominant. And they came in last week to the Ralph, swept North Dakota. I think they're just going to keep riding that, and they're going to I'm picking Denver -1.5 and money line. I don't think it's going to be a close game for Omaha. I'm feeling very confident in Denver this week.
Okay. I tell you what, I did have some pretty good stats for the Bemidji game, but whatever. That's okay with me. I read that wrong. Quays, what do you think about here? Obviously, tough Magnus Arena, the altitude, the whole thing. Bada bing, bada boom, Denver. What do you have to say?
I have the same pick as JB here. I think Denver's going to beat Omaha quite easily on Friday night. We all know that Magnus Arena is a tough place to play. And Kroner with his white gloves, he's going to shut the door.
Hamburger helper boy. Like you say, Denver's just, it's probably, I don't know why. Like, it's got to be the altitude, just plus everything else. I'm going to take Denver -1.5 too. I really like that line, just looking at him. I'm going to take the over. I think this is going to hit. I think Denver, they've had a week off. They're ready to fling some pucks around. I mean, they're just looking absolutely juiced out here. So that's the way I'm going to take it. I'm going to hit that over line, over 6. I think there's going to be 7 goals here, probably a 5-3 game, maybe, if Omaha can put that. I mean, if he wears gloves, he's got to let some in. He still is him. So, boys, any other things to add for this fine week of gambling? No?
I think my lead's about to go even farther now.
Okay. We have like this, whatever. This will probably drop on Friday, so hopefully everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back next week, hopefully, in our regular studio, which we all love and enjoy. JV, why don't you lead us out?
All right, let's make some money this weekend. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.